Hello everyone, Niklsun here, and welcome back to Coming Soon Movie News with Niklsun. This is a show where we break down all of the day's movie news and go over what it means for the production in general. If you're looking for a specific story, check the description of this video below. You can see the start times as to when they all start. But without any further ado, let's get started with today's hot topics. It's finally here, everybody. The first full-length trailer for Captain America Civil War. We had our teaser trailer a few months ago. This now gives us an exact idea of what we're in store for. Now, this trailer covers a lot of ground. The main themes of it really go to showcase or enhance the comments that Robert Downey Jr. recently made, where he talked about how, I mean, this might be hyperbole, but he talked about how Civil War is like Marvel's version of The Godfather, or Marvel's Godfather. It's higher level storytelling, and we're really getting an idea of that in this trailer. I mean, you know, with the amount of collateral damage that's happened in the past several films, they're really bringing that to a head and making them feel very responsible for it. We get glimpses in this trailer of something that I never thought that we would see in a Marvel film. And that's something that there were conversations a couple of years ago about whether or not Captain America Winter Soldier should have been in the talks for at least a Best Picture nomination, or at least within that conversation. I think this just even furthers that example. This trailer was friggin' incredible. I mean, the way it was structured, the little glimpses of action that we get in the trailer. I mean, there's lots of action in the trailer, but just the additional glimpses. I mean, I've got a bunch of notes here. I mean, we have Ant-Man riding Hawkeye's arrow right from the comic books. There's so many images in this trailer that are taken right from the comics. I mean, you get the double splash page of both the groups of people running towards one another. Like I said earlier, the Ant-Man riding Hawkeye's arrow. And then obviously the big crescendo at the end of the trailer, we get Spider-Man. We got our first glimpse of the MCU version of Spider-Man. Now he looks a lot different than I thought he would, because he's brighter. He's a brighter red, almost got like an orange hue to him. I love the lenses in his goggles, how they're actually like camera lenses and they shutter back and forth. I thought that was really cool. The fact that Iron Man's like, all right, I've run out of patience. Underoos! And then he swings in. Hi, everybody. I thought like it was a perfect way to introduce Spider-Man. I personally wish that they didn't show him in the trailer, but I'm glad that it was just a glimpse. I'm glad that he wasn't featured in the trailer. So this was hands down absolutely incredible. We really also do get a lot of other hints to potential story threads throughout the film. I mean, we're given glimpses as to the fights between Winter Soldier and Black Panther, but we get an additional shot from when we saw in the first trailer the explosion of the UN. We get another image with that, and it's actually T'Challa in a suit, and he's huddled in rubble. So he was actually there, and if the world is blaming Winter Soldier for this explosion, and he was actually there, that leads more credence as to why he has personal beef with the Winter Soldier, and why that is a direct conflict outside of just the conflict with everybody else. So there's a lot of great storytelling going on there. I mean, then we go right back to the beginning of the trailer. Why was Bucky in that containment unit? Did he somehow go back into cryogenic state? Is that going to be more towards the end of the film? Maybe does Baron Zemo get a hold of him at some point throughout the film? Because we still haven't seen Baron Zemo, who's the actual villain of the movie. We haven't seen him in any trailers. Even on the poster, it shows Daniel Bruhl as one of the main cast members on the poster. So I wonder if that has to deal with the Baron Zemo role, and maybe he gets a hold of Winter Soldier, and that's the bunker that they go to at the end where Iron Man and Cap are fighting. So we still got a lot of time to wait for that, but the coolest part to me, or one of the coolest parts to me, was actually something I think a lot of people would have skimmed over. I think we get our first glimpse of the superpowered prison, which in the comics was actually in an alternate dimension, because in the Civil War comics it's Marvel Comics, so they don't have to worry about Fox and Marvel and Sony and all that crap. They had Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four actually built a prison in the Negative Zone, and that's where they would ship any of the superheroes or superpowered people that would not sign the Superhero Registration Act, which we now know in the movies is the Sokovia Accords. So I thought that was really cool how it's actually a base that's hidden underwater in what appears to be either the middle of the ocean or a very, very, very large lake. So I thought that was really cool. We get to see that. We get to see Tony inside there, like looking at, okay, this is what we've built. This is what it's come to. And you can see the look of almost shame in his eyes. I mean, just the expression that he has on his face, that he realizes that this is probably the way that things have to be, but he is not happy about it. And that's what I really like about this trailer too. It really emphasized that, well, we are going to get Tony Stark as the villain. He is not a villain. He is on the opposing side of this viewpoint. And there really isn't a clear-cut good guy or bad guy. But this is a Captain America movie, so they do have to paint him in a little bit more of an antagonistic role. But you can see, like, there are people out there who will sympathize with him. He even says in the trailer, he's like, something along the lines of, there's zero accountability. I'm on board for whoever does that. Whoever gives us accountability, I'm on board. Whatever has to happen because we need to be put in check. That's the line. We need to be kept in check. And I'm on board with whatever has to happen with that. So I understand Tony's viewpoint. Captain America's on the other side. I'm seeing the possibilities there too. I'm thinking about the ways that he wants to go about fixing things and how he says that I can't, sometimes I want to be able to just bury those feelings, but I can't. And I thought that was really cool insight into the Captain America character, just furthering along his story. Did they just confirm that Rhodey dies? I mean, we've seen those images in the other trailers, but now you see he gets shot. His lifeless, what appears to be lifeless body falls to the ground. Tony looking the way that he does and then declaring, you just started a war. Right after ripping the face off, the face mask off and seeing him laying there. They're playing up hard that he's either severely injured or dead. They're leaning towards dead. Now, if they're doing that in the trailer, I don't think that they would do that, but who knows? They might. They might do that because he might not be the one who dies, or he might not be the only one who dies, I should say. The other part in the trailer that I thought was very interesting is I think they might have confirmed that Black Widow is in fact the one to switch sides, because Tony Stark says to her in the trailer, he's like, they're coming after you. And she looks at him and says, I'm not the one who has to watch his back, and then turns away. She says it, and if she's on his side and she says it in that kind of manner, she's clearly not 100% on board with Team Iron Man. She's very conflicted, and I think she's going to be the catalyst for the conflict because she has the closest relationships between the two. She's been kind of Captain America's partner in crime, but on top of that, she's known Tony for so long. So that puts her really in a bad position. I think her character arc in this movie is going to be very big. So we have a lot to look at with that. Another incredible, there's so many incredible parts in this trailer. I'm still thinking about that friggin' Ant-Man riding on Hawkeye's arrow shot. That was absolutely, I knew we were getting it, but that was absolutely incredible. And I'm really glad that we didn't get Giant Man in the trailer. I'm pretty sure that Giant Man's going to be in the film. The toys have come out and shown that might be the case. But I'm glad that we didn't see Giant Man. I would hope that we didn't see Spider-Man, but still, that was a great reveal, the way that they did it. But one of the most impressive, it went by so quickly, but it got me really thinking and asking, how the hell can she do this? Is when Scarlet Witch was using her powers to control the Vision, and he was, he's an android with the Soul Gem, or the Mind Gem. I can't remember which one, it's the yellow gem. But she is able to, with her powers, contain him. I thought that was incredible because they've both come out. Elizabeth Olsen has come out and said that there is a very complicated relationship between Vision and Scarlet Witch. I wonder if they're starting to be romantic like they did in the comics, but now you're seeing, because they're on opposing sides, that they really do have to fight. So there's so much in this trailer. And I think the one line in the trailer that really sells you on the conflict between the two of them is when Tony Stark says to Captain America, he goes, I was wrong about you. The whole world was wrong about you. So there is going to be something profound that happens in this movie that causes these two to go at head to head. I am hoping that we haven't been shown what that is in the trailer, because personally, unless it's a bunch of little things, I want there to be one major reason why Tony Stark decides to go against Cap. Why these two are butting heads. Philosophically is one thing, but actually going to blows with one another, I want to see what causes that. I did a video like 7, 8 months ago, about why I thought Tony Stark and Iron Man actually fight, or Tony Stark and Captain America actually fight. It looks as though that might not be the case. There might be a lot more to it, but I still think there's going to be something in there about that, with involving the Winter Soldier and potentially the death of Tony's parents. So we still don't know. We got a lot of time before this movie opens, but my God, that Spider-Man reveal. I screamed when that came on because it was done so well. You know, he's like, all right, I'm out of patience. And then he does, Underoos. Then you see him, he grabs Cap's shield and then wraps Cap's hands up together in webbing. And then you see him land and he's holding the shield right out of the comics. Oh my God, it was such a relieving image to know that this is such incredible high-level storytelling, but also has 100% geek cred. This is a merge of these two types of films and genres that we've been waiting for. We've seen Marvel films in the past escalate to this kind of, I don't want to say perfection, but the way they're able to meld those two worlds, real-world problems with real-world scenarios and real-world characters in real-world settings, with having comic sensibilities. This was such a good trailer. I cannot wait for this movie. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you haven't watched the trailer, you can check out the link in the description below to check out the full-length trailer. But my God, this was incredible. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And when we get more information about this, you can bet your ass that I'll be talking more about it on here. Well, that'll about do it for us here on Coming Soon Movie News with Niklsun. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have been a great audience. Go ahead and click that subscribe button there in the bottom corner. You get updates whenever a new video is posted. You can also follow me on Twitter or Facebook at Niklsun, Niklsun, for all of your movie updates. And also like our Facebook fan page at facebook.com/movie news with Niklsun. If you ever have a topic or question you'd like to have talked about on the show, go ahead and email me at movienewswithniklsun@gmail.com or put a comment in the comment section. But until next time, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.